All right, listen, shout out to my homegirl, Monica Goings. She hit me with a word, well, she just hit me with a reminder that encouraged me, and I also want to encourage you guys with it, with some of the things that I've been doing as of late. It has not allowed me to really put as much time into some of the things that I want to do that kind of only directly have to do with the brand that I'm trying to build, the whole Average is Failure brand. So part of being an entrepreneur or what have you is that, as you're figuring things out, sometimes you have to resort to some other things. So I'm working, like I said, with the nonprofit organization that I'm working with, and it's an amazing opportunity. But truth be told, it's not necessarily what I would say where my heart is at, but it actually informs some of the things that I would like to do at a larger level. So I understand why God has me there, and I understand how much I'm learned a lot already. I've oh my goodness, it's really impacted. It's one thing to talk about something in theory when I go and speak. It's one thing to talk about some of the issues that I see in the urban communities, in the inner city, in theory. But when you're on the inside and you see like the real everyday effects of what poverty, broken relationships, socioeconomic problems, lack of entrepreneurship, broken down, marital relationships, broken families, incomplete families. When you see that, a male presence missing, when you see all of that firsthand and how that impacts a community and the people firsthand, working with those individuals firsthand, like it's another level. So when even the speaking that I've done since then has been so much more informed than it was previously. So like I said, it yeah, that's just part of the journey. And the thought that came to mind when she reminded me David Shands and Quest Green and Kendall Ficklin, and these guys did a conference call, and she sent me the recording of it. And the thought that came to mind is that take even if you have to take smaller steps, make sure that you keep on going, right? I guess we can entitle this Forward March, right? So when soldiers or what have you, when they start marching, they say Forward March. Well, in essence, what I'm challenging you guys to do is to keep forward marching, man, because and it doesn't mean that you're always going to be able to take big steps. Not everything's going to be you running forward. But even if you can just take a small step, and continue moving in the forward direction. In football, you might call it forward progress, right? So as long as you get forward progress and forward momentum, even though you might not get big yardage, you might not get the first down each and every time, if you can at least pick up 3 yards here, 3 yards there, you'll still end up getting a first down and continue being able to keep on moving forward and eventually end up in that touchdown end zone area. But not every game is going to be the same. Sometimes you might have to change up your strategy just a little bit, but you know what the end goal is and what the end goal is in mind. So I'm just grateful to her because sometimes when you're trying to make something happen, and you feel like certain blockages or you feel stagnant, so to speak, you always need a reminder. I don't care if you're the greatest motivator in the world, or I don't care if you're not. You need a reminder from somebody sometimes that it's okay. It's okay for it to take a while for you to get to where you're trying to go. Certain destinations take longer to get to. As a matter of fact, the oftentimes the greater the destination, usually the further away it is, which means that it'll take longer to get there. I love it because E said, and when I say E, E.T., for those of you who know him as E.T. the hip hop preacher, but But what he said to some of us the other day. Oh, I'm sorry. No. This wasn't when he was talking. This was something that he said on his mixtape that he has out. But it takes 19 years to turn 19 years old. It takes 21 years to turn 21 years old. It takes 50 years to turn 50 years old. There's certain things that, there's no getting around it. You have to go through the process. And so listen, it's okay. You're going through the process. I'm going through the process. Maybe you might have to adjust the kind of steps that you're taking, but even if you have to minimize the steps that you're taking, always be making steps. Always continue taking steps. I don't care if they're very tiny, but always take steps forward. All right. So yeah, man. Forward march. Average is failure. Thank you to Monica for that message, and let's keep on doing it, y'all. Let's keep on doing it. Nobody said it would be easy. We don't necessarily even know what the success will look like. It may look nothing like what we expected. It may not necessarily ever be, the money that we're looking for in our bank account or what have you. But whatever it is, I'm sure that when we get there, it will be gratifying. It will have been worthwhile, and we'll be glad to say that we stayed the course. We ran the race. We pressed toward the mark of the higher calling. So let's continue pressing toward that mark, y'all. Peace.